We start with the sweet sounds of a refinery, on at all times. Refining a buttload of materials. Is my audio coming through? Okay, so there is audio. It's just very soft. There we go. Alright. So, welcome. I have done some changes, and I had to do a lot of testing, as you can see. This is also the reason why we have so much cobalt, because I missed the placement of my mine. Because, as you can see here, I was like, let's place it here, because here I can mine iron in this little circle. Then I reached more cobalt, no iron, and I was like, where's the iron? Activated the ore detector, realized that the iron was just short of where the original one was, because that one was there, reached up to this edge, and no further. And since we want iron as well, we repositioned, and now we're getting iron. Now the only problem is we're not getting nickel, but as you can see, if we move this a little bit to the right and extend this top part, then we can reach the nickel. So now we can get cobalt, iron, and nickel. I should have positioned it here in the first place, but as you can see, the stone is getting spit out here. Good. I also moved some of the windmills over here, and I moved the Atlas over. So now there's only a few things left over in the other base, which is the thing that we're going to do today. So up here I have not really done much yet, because I wanted to keep that specifically to the episodes where I built, just so there's some stuff going on, you know, in these episodes, because we're getting very close to leaving this planet. I'm gonna bring some of these components over. There's a reason why I still have one windmill over there. And that is because we want some power left to build the miner we're gonna use in space. Now, I am not sure how much I'm gonna be mining in space. There's a chance that we'll have so many components and we need so little that we're just gonna go straight to that planet. But I'm also very curious if I can build a base in space. But we'll get to that. Maybe that's for something later. But we'll get to that at least later. In this episode, we're going to specifically try to make this hydrogen plane. And we're going to finish the top of this ship. And I think we're going to start with finishing the top of this ship. Mostly because then we're at least ready with this. So, last episode, I moved over some air vents. I don't like this playlist that much for this. I'm just gonna go to a golden oldie. So let's see. We're gonna fish for the conveyors. There's one. Now, the decorating of these rooms I'm going to be doing later. Or I might do that this stream if everything goes stream. I'm still calling it streams. I haven't streamed in a long time. There we go. Don't know why I'm having a little bit of lag right now, but do I have multiple things open? Oh, I still have this tab open. I can remove this, and I can remove this. Maybe that will solve a little bit of the lag. I'm also very happy to have this here now, so I can just recharge my power in 2 seconds. My hydrogen is also a little bit low. Let's work on that. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Hello. There we go. Full hydrogen. Let's install the welding pad. Alright, so I place that one on that side with the buttons facing that way. So I'm gonna install this one on this side with the buttons facing that way. Where are the buttons facing? Like so. So we're gonna turn it a little bit around. 180, there we go. This should be correct. Then we're gonna align it. And when it is aligned, we are going to pick it up and try to place it against the roof. If it wants to do that. Okay. First try is a no-go. Okay, let's try it again. Slowly pick it up. Okay, can you go to the roof? You've done this before. I've installed the other one like this. Don't know why it has so many issues right now. It really has a lot of issues. The other one I installed in like 2 seconds. Okay. Took a while, but there we go. So if that takes a while, and I already have all the parts installed. Oh yeah, we still need silicon to finish this last part. Let's have the straight part here. And then we want to finish this part here. Okay, that's installed. These last few air vents, one of these we're gonna install right around this part. And I want to install these two with the circular parts in these rooms. I think we also have now enough air vents in total to do everything. So we're gonna keep this one over here. Oh, lag. We're gonna install this one sorta here. Probably like up here in the roof. And then we're gonna close this off with like a door. It will not really have that much of a function, but between quotation marks, it is to keep out the noise of the engines. Okay. Let's see, is this just straight towards the end? Yes. So what we're gonna work on specifically is try to close off this ending part. I have a little bit of an idea on how to do it, but yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of finessing. So these are at least already attached to the end parts over there. Oh, this ticking noise is gonna be annoying. We don't have any silicon, that's the reason why it's making that ticking noise. We'll get to that later. That's gonna drive me insane though. Okay, let's just do one tour, get some silicon, and drop off these parts over near our previous base. Almost. Okay, let's go underneath here. Let's drop off some items and get some silicon. So we're currently just, we have everything attached with all the windmills we currently have installed. We have the message now that everything will be recharged in 4 hours, even with the mining drill on. So we should have more than enough power for at least the foreseeable future. Over here, there's just a lot of components we're just gonna bring back later. A lot of solar panels that we want to bring back. Maybe some batteries, not sure. We have a lot of batteries over at the other base, so we don't really... We need the projector still. My god, I'm still forgetting that one. Alright, let's just dump some components here. So number 3 can go. Number 4 can go. Do I have anything in the back? No. Alright, then we're just gonna park and disconnect everything else. Lots of batteries. I don't think we have any power cells here, but once we build the machine, we can just fly it back and hook it up and make the power cells. Oh. Did a 360 no scope. 360 no battery. Then we have an event controller. That's very nice. We're gonna use that as well. Very, very likely. We have a custom turret controller. Who knows if we're gonna use that. I don't think if we're gonna fly around in our miner, we're not going to do combat, and we're not gonna veer off too far away from our large ship, so I don't think we're gonna need it that much. Ooh. Slapping myself around here. Alright. There we go. Just gonna bring these solar panels back. They're just very useful on the top of our base. Nope, that's wrong. Let's pick it up. Come on, you're almost there. There we go. Is it in the way of the wheels? Almost not. Let's hope it works. Okay, let's activate all the auto lockings again. There we go. Any more loose solar panels? Only the one that's attached on this side, and there's 2 attached on this side. Now there's 1 windmill, but that's probably never gonna turn on again. I hear the ticking noise. I think there's still a build and repair system active somewhere. I removed this one. Oh, I guess it was just a lingering noise. I think I removed both of them on this one. Yeah, both are gone. There's only 1 battery on this location. And it is fully recharged in 6 minutes. Alright, so we're at a net positive. I don't really need that part over there anymore. So let's detach that, just to make sure that that drill is not using lingering energy. These refineries are loose, and I'm probably going to remove them later, because I don't need them. And they're better at components than they are actually intact for me. This one's free floating, so why, if it's free floating, I cannot move it? Hello? I don't think it's free floating, otherwise I can pick it up, but might be a bit glitched here. Alright, let me recharge. Is there still hydrogen in this base? Nope. Interesting. It's a bit glitched over here. To be fair, there were a lot of things glitched over here. Are these, which ones are these? Are these, I think, the ones that yeah. We have enough of those now. Now that we took some out of the tower. So we're only going to come back to this base later on to make the hydrogen, or the miner that we're going to use in space. I think we're going to do that at a later date. Let's just first get some silicon and get back to base. Only silicon. Let's park a little bit closer to that hole. Let's drop off our silicon and let's get right to it. Just get enough silicon. Let's do 2 more trips just so we are sure we have enough. Okay, one more trip, and we should have enough for at least the foreseeable future. I don't think I'm gonna build too many more windows, so this should be fine. There was some stone in there. We don't need that. Alright. Let's go drop off some silicon. Nice to have a vehicle with 6 wheels. You could just drive over a single hole and have no issues. Alright. So we have some solar panels to start with. Okay, don't know what that was. These solar panels are going to be on the roof of our current ship. On the pulsar. Because we have more than enough space to place them. Let's also see how far the miner is with it, or if it has exploded already. Okay, let's drop off the components right here. Just so we have some maneuverability. Turn off auto locking. And I think it's number 2. And number 6. There we go. Then let's remove this panel that we have on the top of it. And let's drive. Back to the position to attach this vehicle and recharge it. As you also may have noticed, is that I have attached the rocket vehicle that we had to the base just to recharge it and see what it looked like. Oh, I'm so used to having to park vehicles in the backside. There we go. Attached. Now, let's get the silicon out of here. And let's dump it into the base. Where is all the silicon? There is some silicon. Let's just dump it in here. It will find its way to the rest of the refineries. Alright, I actually can dump it in this one. Since this is ore drop off. And then we'll go immediately to the yields refineries. Otherwise it might go to the secondary refineries. Oh, I hear already the windows being fixed, so that's a good sign. Some silicon in this back one. Nope. I think this is all the silicon we had. Is it enough already to fix all the windows? Well, it's making them. trying its best. Yeah, well, it's going through them. It's going through them. I think it should be fine. Alright. So we're at least rid of the ticking noise now. Let's check on the miner real quick to see how far that one is going. Ah, it has stopped, which means that one of these is currently full. Yep. Look at that. 776,000 iron ore. Yep. But they're both only making cobalt. We're not anywhere near the end volume. So we don't really have to drain them yet. So let's focus on this part first. So what I want to specifically work on is to make sure... Oh yeah, I removed this one out of here. So I should do that on this side as well. This one. There we go. Don't really need this one. We have a whole row of hydrogen thrusters now installed, so... Whee! Ha! That thing can take so much damage. Let's leave it broken as of now. We can still remove this as well. Because... we now have the attachment for our ship somewhere else. There we go. Then, let's see. I want to make sure that these engines can be accessed from both sides. Or from at least... I can close this off and then have it accessed from here. Yeah, that might be a good one. We're gonna close this off. So this is gonna be a wall. Like so. Let's just at least make some fill here. And let's pull this through. Let's just make this an entire shape. And that's from here. Let's make it the other one. So let's see. This one, and then from here we're gonna do these parts. This one should be here. Switch it around. There we go. And these can be just straight up light armor blocks. All the way to here. And from this point forward we're gonna go up. So that's gonna be around here. And I think what I want to do is I want to make it a little bit straight. Like so. And then let's pull it through. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. And we'll figure out how to make this look nice going upwards. But we have the first start of at least this. Let's make this slopes just all the way up. Any decorative differences I'm gonna do later on. I just want the shell complete. Usually what happens with my creative process is I just first need a little bit of a template. And when that is done, then I will pass over it and I'll be like, yeah, but this would look nicer if I did this. And this would look nicer if I did this. So if in between episodes you see me building something and then the next episode you just see a lot of more decorations in between, it's normal with my creative process. Yeah, these are the correct blocks. I probably don't have enough light steel blocks for all this with me. There we go. Okay, we're nearing the end of this. So we want to build this on the same in the same way on this side. Let's see, where does this start? From the window directly that way. Alright. And that's on the first floor. Second. So we're gonna go from here directly there. No, that's the wrong one. This is the right one. Mm-hmm. Let's just build most of this in.
Energy low.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. Would be a terrible thing if there was not a recharge point nearby. Let's see, how far do I go? Till here. That's two more. One there, one there. And we need this block, and this block. End with one of these. Then we're gonna make the crooked parts. That's gonna be here. Oh. And here. Little side piece. This gap block. Oh, there we go. Yep. Alright. Let's fill this up with a light armor block on both sides. Mm-hmm. Let's fill this up. Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna make this flush with that roof, so let's just place the blocks that fit that. And side pieces, top pieces, and look at that. It's a very flush wall. All right. Let's do the same on this side, so we're at least done with this. And we're gonna probably have the antenna probably either here, or we're gonna have it. This is gonna be a difficult one, or maybe all the way in the back here. We'll think about that. Alright, let's think about how to attach this beam part now. Because I can make it go up to this part. And the question is, this has to go up in the same direction. So would that be this one? This only goes up at a shorter angle. I have to go the... I think I first need to have that other part. Let's place this beam part. Oh, beam part. No, beam part. Let's put it here for a sec. And let's, I think I first need to place this part so it's back to a full beam. I mean, if it's better to do it at a not a 45-degree angle, but the other one, the less steep one, then we'll do that one. It might work better, but let's check it out. Let's first see if I can find a solution for this. Because it is, if it has to go up at a 45-degree angle, I'll have to do this. And what I can do perhaps is fit it like so. And have a beam block here. As such. Question is, does this look good? Mouse, please. Mouse. I swear. Hmm. I think I would rather try the other one. Let's make both. Let's just leave the other one as is. Let's make it now at a 45. No, not 45. This is 45 degree angle. It was like 22 and a half. Alright, let's try that out. So let's try it at a 22 and a half degree. So we're gonna have it like this. I think that looks much sleeker. I think that looks very neat. Alright, we're gonna go for this design. And we're gonna change this to a 22.5 degree slope as well. So let's remove the parts that we then don't want. Alright, let's copy this design. So we're gonna have this. You spin me right round, baby. Aight. There we go. Now, let's see if we can build this part a little bit better. Oh yeah, everything is now almost finished. Look at there, we're almost closed in. Okay, let's see if we can make this better. Okay. What's next in this parade of constant interrupts? Just build it down like this. And it's still a half block up from what I had. Okay. Now on the inside is going to be a lot harder because of course many of these blocks are already taken over by parts. But what I can do is leave this as like a large edge. Like so. And then build it up like this. I'm not sure if this is the best it could look. This looks rather weird. What if I just make it fully attached? Just filled up as much as possible. I can also remove these parts and have it like this. Now it looks like it just goes through and holds it in place. That might also be an interesting. Yeah, I think this might be the best one. Then we're gonna close this off. Okay. Then I need this part on all of these. Then we're gonna need the sideways part. And then we're gonna close it off with this one and this one. Hello, where are you? Alright, so let's copy that on this side as well. So we're not going to take out the big chunks, we're only going to take out the small chunks. No, the small chunks. No, not mess with the big ones. Yes. Then we're gonna corner piece. Need this. Yep. And we're gonna end it with the little side pieces. There we go. That's it. I'm gonna make this flush as well. I'm probably gonna make something to fix this little corner here. But yeah. Let's check if it's airtight. It is high and warm. I see some green. We have now finished the outer shell. This means that our ship is now technically closed. Except for the hangars, of course, but we're going to set that up later. We're going to make here a little plateau where we can walk later. Going to make it look a little bit interesting. This back part here, I'm going to fix as much as possible. There's certain spots that are slightly broken, and this still is not correctly attached. So in between this one and the next episode, I'm going to take a look at that and see how I'm willing to change this. But first, where do I want the satellite dish? Do I want it all the way here in the back? Or do I want it in the front? Right here. Would that obscure my vision? I think it would. Would I make it on the sides? No. Could I make it here on the top? Place it on like a rotor. Like such. A rotor and a hinge. Now place a welding pad on the top. Oh, we don't have that. Now I don't have any easy access. I have to fly into the hangar every time to get the materials. One thing I want to also do, which I will do probably off video because it will take me a long time, is I want to set up the I want to set up the hangar doors to basically, if I fly up with a plane and the hangar doors want to open, so I am approaching with a ship close to the entrance, I want the hangar doors to open, but I want to cycle the air because the hangars are pretty big, you know. I don't want to lose all that oxygen every single time I open hangar doors, so I want to make sure that the when approached by plane, oxygen is drained from hangar. When doors are closed eventually again, then the oxygen can come back into the hangars. I really want to make something like that. And I have set up some event controllers inside the hangar already, but there's also a lot of other event controllers around, so I'm gonna work on that as well. Alright, let's see if we can install this bad boy. Okay, let's get this close. Oh, alt tabbed. Pardon me. Oh, and that's it. Look at that. That antenna was on my radar for a long time to install. So let's make this look a little bit interesting. Let's protect the swivel point at least. And we're gonna put this on an angle. Let's put it at half rotation per minute. Okay, let's call this not cell tower. We're gonna call this pulsar communication. How much range does this actually have? I didn't even check. 5 kilometers. All right. There we go. We have a satellite dish. We're gonna probably place some antennas later on as well. Don't know yet where though. Probably near the back. Somewhere around here, perhaps. This place will never be airtight. That's the only problem, because there's the there's the thrusters, so that's not gonna be airtight ever. Why are you different colored? You shouldn't be. That sounds very, very wrong. There we go. So this place will never be airtight. That's fine. This is gonna be mostly just an area. Yeah, we're not gonna really do much with this. Look at that. The pulsar is mostly done. There's some decorations and such that we are gonna do, like place some half blocks right over here, some beams. I'm gonna take the same color. Also gonna make this end part look nice. We're probably gonna place these types of beams on the bottom side as well. Mm-hmm. Turn around. Remove these. The ship is taking form. No, I've been saying that for episodes now, but to now finally have the outer shell done. When I started this ship as like the ship that we were gonna work with, I never thought to be at this point, because it was just such an undertaking.
Inventory full.
But now that we're close, it does feel interesting. Some places we have to make sure that we keep free, because we're gonna place some solar panels, stuff like this location here. I want one solar panel at least here and one solar panel at least there. So let's close this often at least, just so this is a flat area. This little area here. Like, what I want to make here is basically like a little walking area. That you can place your magnetic boots on. I want the grav field to be as specific as possible. So I want the grav field on this upper floor only to be the height that we can walk on. So that's something I'm gonna do later. Oh, I didn't even place it correctly. Wow. If I detach it now, it's probably gonna turn around, right? Alright, let me let me check that, because if it's gonna indeed happen, then I'm gonna be very sad. Okay, let me do some preparations for this. Oh wait, I still have to weld pad it then. No, I think we're just gonna leave it as is. It's fine. So this grav gen, at least it's correctly placed. So we're gonna need this field. Can we show the field in any way? I guess not. There's no offsets either. I thought you could change any of that. Yeah, there's no offsets. Interesting. So you normally want these really in the middle of your base. So me as a ridiculous dummy who placed them only on the ends of my base has now an issue. Because I placed one over there. I like that the base is now fully oxygenated as well. And I hear we get back to the freezing temperatures. So we have one up there, we have one up there. And I believe we have one gravity generator all the way in the back here. Alright. I will work on that later. Of like a different idea. And I'll smooth over this part a little bit further as well. Alright. I think that's also all the time I have for today for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. We have now finally finished the backside of our ship. I will work on decorations and color changes later. I'm gonna probably go over like 20, 30, 70 iterations of like what colors do I want where, stripes on it or something. So that I will do as well. But at least for the time being, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode and have a wonderful day. And bye-bye.